Next up, privilege vulnerability. Look, I know this sounds like an oxymoron, but this is actually quite common. Here's how it happens. A lot of good people care about fairness and want to do the right thing. So if you're really principled, compassionate, and justice-oriented, you might come to recognize your own privilege or ways that you might have gotten a leg up in life. But this realization has to be managed very carefully. On one hand, you can become more appreciative and grateful for your privilege. You can engage in service to uplift others and give back in a meaningful way. But if you look at your privilege through the wrong lens, it can lead to feelings of shame and vulnerability, which frankly don't help anyone. For example, when models like this are interpreted without enough nuance, they end up framing things like power, oppression, and privilege as some sort of hierarchy full of victims and offenders. Looking at this oppression matrix could make people feel quite bad about themselves. Maybe a white person doesn't want to be seen as a privileged oppressor in a system of racist oppression. You know, in social justice groups, centering marginalized voices sometimes means that people of privileged groups don't get to share their input and have to take a backseat to others based on their identities. I think people will react to this sort of exclusion either with anger and defensiveness or by self-deprecation, shame, and making themselves smaller. Some will even reject parts of themselves that are considered privileged and seek to identify with a more marginalized group and identity.